In a sleepy mountain town where fog clings to the trees and secrets hide behind every shuttered window, there sat an old animation studio, forgotten by time. The building, nestled between thick pines and silence, was once the birthplace of brilliant animation, until tragedy struck. Animators vanished. Equipment was left mid-motion, and the only thing that remained were whispers. A group of friends, amateur filmmakers with a thirst for mystery, set out to document the legend. Armed with cameras, flashlights, and skepticism, they entered the studio just as the sun dipped below the peaks. Inside, the air was thick, not just with dust, but with presence. As they ventured deeper, they found storyboards scattered on the floor, characters half-sketched and seemingly watching. Then, the whispering began. First a murmur, then louder. Urgent. They brushed it off until they found the projector. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. And when it turned on, the reel began spinning a cartoon no one had ever seen before, one where the characters seemed too aware. The figures turned and looked directly at them, and then it wasn't just a film anymore. Shadowed figures stepped out of the screen, grins too wide, eyes too deep. One by one, the friends were dragged into the animation, becoming characters in a story that would never end. Only one escaped, trembling and broken, whispering the same warning heard that night. Don't watch the film, or you'll become part of it. In the heart of a bustling city, surrounded by the constant noise of ambition and neon light, Mia, a young animator, stumbled upon a strange antique shop. In a dark corner, covered in cobwebs and time, sat a dusty animation frame. Something about it called to her. The shopkeeper's voice cracked with warning. That frame is cursed. It draws out what's hidden inside you. But Mia didn't listen. Back in her studio, she began using the frame, and what she drew inside it started moving on its own. Characters blinked, smiled, shifted their eyes when she looked away. At first, it felt like magic. But soon, they began whispering. Not cute lines or jokes, but secrets. Things Mia had never told anyone. Things she was ashamed of. The characters grew darker, twisted by the truths they unearthed. And one night, they stepped out. They didn't want her to draw anymore. They wanted her to finish their story. But with every frame, the world around her darkened. The city faded. Her studio warped. Reality bent to the animation's will. She tried destroying the frame, but it only shattered her. Now, Mia is just a silhouette flickering inside the frame, animating tales she no longer controls, her screams muted by ink. In a misty rural village, long cut off from the digital world, a legend persisted of an unfinished animation cursed by its own creator. It was said the artist disappeared before finishing it, leaving behind only one message. Do not complete the story. It feeds on fear. When a group of animation students visited the village for a research trip, they discovered an old 16mm reel hidden in the town's crumbling library. It was unfinished and unsettling. Curious, they decided to restore it and finish the tale, believing it was just another urban myth. The moment they added the final frames, everything changed. Shadows started moving. Their reflections began lagging behind. The creature in the film, a grotesque thing made of shifting eyes and teeth, began appearing in their dreams. And then it escaped. The village was never the same again. Some students went mad. Others vanished. The last survivor warns anyone who will listen. The animation isn't forgotten. It waits for the next curious soul. In a glittering city where fame and envy walk hand in hand, Leo, a brilliant animator, was known for his vision. But behind the praise, betrayal festered. Stolen ideas, broken partnerships, jealous whispers. One night, alone and furious, he crafted a film darker than anything he'd ever made. A twisted story where his rivals suffered unspeakable fates. Each frame was revenge. Each stroke of ink a curse. When he screened the film, they laughed. Until it started happening. His enemies met the same fates from the animation. One was crushed in an elevator. Another vanished in a burning studio. The media called it coincidence. Leo knew better, but then the characters changed. They stopped obeying. The animations began writing their own scenes, and Leo was now the target. As he ran from one projector to the next, trying to stop the curse, he realized the ink had always been inside him, and you can't outrun your own darkness. In a town where nothing ever changed, Lily, a quiet girl with a love for lost things, found an old reel in her grandmother's attic. It came with a note: "Play only if you're ready to listen." The reel clicked to life, and a strange melody began to play. Slow, melancholic, beautiful, but wrong. The animation was unlike anything Lily had ever seen. Characters dancing slowly, all smiling, but their eyes wept. That night, she dreamed of them. Every night after, they returned, closer each time, always singing the same song. Then, she began humming the tune in her sleep. Then, while awake, the melody followed her, even when the reel was gone. Doors creaked in rhythm. Birds sang its notes. She sought help, desperate. An old storyteller told her the truth. The melody was written by souls trapped in grief, a siren song that pulls the living into their world. To break the curse, Lily had to sing it back, with love, not sorrow. And when she did, the characters smiled, not with menace, but peace. The reel melted. The song stopped. But sometimes when the wind blows just right, you can still hear it.